Hi everybody, for this video we're making a coffee walnut cake. The recipe is by Mary Berry. You may know her from the Great British Bake Off. The recipe is a bit adapted from what is on her website, and it's also translated from grams and ounces to cups. The first thing that we need is either a stand mixer or a hand mixer to make both the cake and the frosting. Next we have self-rising flour and all of our measurements. We have a big 2-cup measurer and a 3/4 of a cup, 2/3 of a cup, and a bunch of little ones. We have granulated sugar, butter, baking powder, walnuts, vanilla extract, a sifter, powdered sugar, and 3 9-inch cake pans.
And eggs.
These are going to be used to make the coffee essence, which you can buy at the store, but this will be mixed with hot water, and it will make coffee essence. So as stated before, this recipe is given in grams and ounces, so you can use those measurements, but I put them into cups, and for the butter, tablespoons. So for this recipe, we need about 14 tablespoons of butter for the cake, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 4 eggs, 1 1/4 cup of self-rising flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, about a cup of chopped walnuts, and 2 tablespoons of coffee essence. And for the frosting, we need 2/3 of a cup of butter, 2 3/4 of a cup of icing sugar or powdered sugar, 2 teaspoons of milk, 2 teaspoons of coffee essence, and for the topping, 8 walnuts. Next thing we're going to do is set our oven to 355. Now it's preheating. Now we're going to start actually making the cake. So we're going to add in our roughly 14 tablespoons of butter. So we're going to add in our 4 eggs, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1.25 cups of self-rising flour. So now we're going to add our coffee grounds into a bowl. And then we're going to slowly add very hot water, I just got it from my Keurig, until it is liquid. So this is about the consistency you want, and we're going to add just about 2 tablespoons of this. And now we're going to chop up some walnuts so we can get about a cup to put. So now that we have about a 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts, let's throw this in the bowl. Now we're going to put this on for about a minute. Now that this is all mixed together, we're just going to scrape the rest of it off of here, and then we're going to line our cake pans with butter.
Some Pam.
And now we're just going to add about half of the batter into each of these pans, and then we're going to throw it in the oven at 355. Now for the frosting, we're going to add our 2/3 cups of butter. And we're going to beat this together until it's smooth. Now we need the powdered sugar, so we're just going to take about a cup, and we're going to put it in our sifter. And we're just gonna sift. So now we're gonna gradually add in our sifted powdered sugar. I went ahead and added the coffee essence and the milk. Both of these are done. So now we have to wait for them to cool, and then we're gonna take them out of their tins and put them in the fridge before we frost it. So now that the cakes are cooled and the frosting is made, we're going to work on decorating.
However you want to decorate.
It was very good. Everyone in my family enjoyed it, but there are a few things that you might want to keep in mind. When making this, you might want to double the batch of frosting. The amount of frosting that the recipe calls for doesn't really make a lot to be able to frost both sides.
Both layers.
So either make more or use a smaller cake pan so that there's less area to cover. And one final reminder that this is not my recipe completely. This is a recipe by Mary Berry, just a little bit adapted and given in cups rather than ounce and gram measurements. Thank you for watching.